Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome. Hi there. Hello. Yes, it is time for the faction turn. I can't hear myself. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Now I can hear my own damn voice. Hi, hello, everybody. Welcome. Come on in, grab a seat, get your butts in your space chairs, get your space butts in your space chairs, or your regular butts in your space chairs, or your space butts in your regular chairs. I don't care. Have a seat. Walk around. Doesn't matter to me. It's time for spreadsheets. Yes, that most exciting form of content. It's spreadsheets time. So this is the 19th Verona faction turn, which is pretty damn cool. It's 19 months in a row. That's like 2 babies and change, plus the Christmas that we had. But yeah, so here's what's going on. So what we're doing right now is every month, members of the Verona faction turn, which you can get access to, patreon.com/roleplay, join for any amount, join a faction, guide your faction through the purposes of creating lore and getting into battles with each other. And so the way we do that, the way that the factions compete and come into conflict is by way of the faction turn itself, which is an imaginary board with imaginary pieces on it. And the factions submit orders to me. And then once a month we hang out. That's what we're doing now. We hang out and we move things around with our imagination and also these spreadsheets. So the plan today is to just go through each of the factions' orders to process them as is appropriate, and we will continue on. Now, if you're a longtime Verona fan, if you're tuning in and you're already a part of the faction turn, thank you. Thanks for doing that and for being a part of this and for honestly making Verona so much fun to GM. I love everything that happens in the faction turn. I love all the lore. The universe would literally not be even remotely as cool as it is without you. So thank you for that. I know that a lot of people are waiting for me to finish my my work on the faction goals stuff. We've finished with influence. We're working on goals right now. All I can really say is I appreciate your patience. We tried to do some work on it this week, but I had a streaming software problem. We didn't get around to it. I'll make sure I schedule a stream for it next week. I think
Our
we're maybe...
illustrious champion returns.
What's up, Kenneth?
Welcome home.
I think we're maybe 1 or 2 more sittings away from completing that stuff. So we're in the middle of like the current mechanisms of the game have kind of reached their natural conclusion in the sense that we've kind of explored everything it's got to do. Now I've got to say, this is definitely the most players in a faction game like this that has ever existed. I wonder if it's the longest running too. Yeah, I wonder about that because we've been doing this a while. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at where everybody's at, what's going on, and we'll go from there. What's that? Am I a bit red? Do I look better now? How about now? Is that better? How about that? Is that good? Should we just do it in alien mode? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, let me get rid of that. Yeah, I switched for folks who are, I don't know, curious, I guess. I switched from using XSplit to using OBS for these streams because XSplit decided to be a huge butt on me yesterday, and so I'm just using this for right now. Yeah, I mean, there have been decades-long games of Risk, but not this particular game, not this faction turn. I wonder about that. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's get my giant head out of the way here and get into the real deal. So I'm going to be using these 4 screens predominantly, and they're made up of a bunch of subscreens. This is the Verona faction tracker. This is where the whole universe exists. These numbers on these spreadsheets, these are this is the universe. This is our game world, right? It's interpreted into a couple of maps. Now this is the sectors without number map. This is the base map that we use, and then this is our 742617000027 map. This is a fan-made version of that map, and honestly, it's like the coolest shit ever. So we can zoom in and out. We can see all the units on the various planets. I can see my house from here. Yeah, here, let's Let's see what's up. Look, it's your house. A party, a tank, and a base of influence. Yeah, it sounds like Koshé to me. So this is what we use to both. I use it to run the game, and it's also our campaign setting map, right? And so instead of me as the GM just saying, I don't know, some tanks move around, the players of the faction turn, they move those tanks. So everything that's happening on Kabina right now in the show, I'm keeping in mind what's going on that planet. So that's how that works. If you're tuning in, you watch the show, but you haven't seen a faction turn or anything like that. So this is how it works. We mess with the spreadsheet affects the map, and then the map affects the game. So this is, let me pop over to season 2. Here we go. Pop over to our factions, and let me get this ready for us to begin with our first faction. So I'm gonna scrap this order column because yeah, we don't have anybody in there right now. Perfect. Okay. So now that that's clear. All right. So here we go. So determine randomly after the end of the last faction turn. Let's do these in order. So our first faction turn goes to the noble house of Pyxis. So House Pyxis is going to take on our first turn. So Pyxis this turn, this is, they've only been doing turns, I guess it's been a while now, hey? Yeah, we're several turns into this season. The Emperor goes first. What a twist. Okay, so they are number 1, so we record that, and then we're going to record what they are getting up to. So the action they're going to take for this turn is buy asset, tap into some of that Imperial bank money, and they are going to gain and spend some credits, and we're going to go figure out how that works. So the House of Pyxis, they start with 4 credits. They get an income of 5, bringing them up to 9 credits to spend for the session. They don't have a current goal, and it doesn't look like they're going to take one on, which is fine. Goals are, they're all up in the air right now. So they're going to take a goal later. We're good to go with the rest of the turn. They have 9. They're going to purchase a transit web. Everybody's favorite asset. They are purchasing a transit web on Imperial Prime. Now, it only costs them 7 fact creds because in their last turn, they have stored discounts as a result of their commodities broker. So, all right. So that means, and let me turn this column into a text wrap. There we go. So that means they get a new transit web. So let's go and place that on the asset tracker. T-Web Start Wars. Yes, well. Okay. All right. So House Pyxis. They are going to generate themselves a new transit web. And that is on Imperial Prime. Here we go. And it currently has summoning sickness because it's a brand new asset. Okay. So let me take the cost from House Pyxis. They're down to 2. Here we go. Okay, so they're down to 2. And I think that is almost it. They have a roll. They have a lore roll I need to make. So let me do that. So accessing the Imperial Vault. D10 plus 5. Let's see how that goes. Here we go. Oh shit. A 15. So no bullshit from the vault. Critical success. Rolled a 15. Okay. So yes, Pyxis has a turn announcement, but we do those last. So House Pyxis has allowed me to share with you the question from this one. So a member of House Pyxis, the Emperor, presumably, the Emperor goes down into the vault and says, "Dear Vault, what information do you have regarding noble houses other than House Ocula, Crux, Aridonis, Fornax, Lyra, Pyxis, Reticulum, Serpens, Triangulum, Cygnus, and Vela?" So right now, they are on a lost sibling hunt, and I know House Pyxis. I know that you said I could share both the question and the answer on stream. I'm going to share the answer with you privately, and then you can decide if you want to make an announcement about it. A 15 is a big deal. So get your rep to hit me up, just like we do after everyone. Hit me up about this roll, and we'll talk, okay? And then you can decide if you want to share it with the rest of the universe. They have, before we move on, they have a turn announcement. Today's imperially sanctioned fun facts. Fun fact number 1. Contrary to popular rumors and pending further consultation with the houses of Crux and Aridonis, the number 7 is not yet illegal. Fun fact. Fun fact number 2. Did you know there are over 1,385 different varieties and flavor of tea that can be found on Cabina? #ad. Did you know? Now I saw this came across my dashboard not too long ago, and I think I shared it in the Discord. Did you know that there is a dish? This is gonna bring Aridonis and Seraph together. Did you know that there is a dish that is both tea and cheese foam? Did you know that? Did you know it's real? It's a real thing. It's a cheese foam tea, and so I found it. I found the thing that puts those factions. Anyway, imperially sanctioned fun fact number 3. It has come to the attention of House Pyxis that due to the unscrupulous tampering of Imperial archive data by the 8th Emperor, a breakthrough in our understanding of the sector's geography has been waylaid in an unforgivable act of sabotage. Sounds about right. Imperial fun fact number 4. Did you know the variety of tea on Cabina still pales in comparison to the 12,684 varieties of fizzy cheese flavors available in just the Benili system? #strategic counter ad. So, all right, there's 12,684 varieties of fizzy cheese. Let's see them. Somebody better edit that wiki entry. I need to see at least 12,000 versions. If somebody asked me to come up with 12,000 flavors, I'd run out of brain power very, very quickly. Cool. All right. So, get back to me. Get back to me about whether you want to. Well, I'll tell you what you learn. We'll go from there. You can decide if you want to do that. Yeah. If somebody wanted to make an algorithm that generated new fizzy cheese flavors, you could do all kinds of stuff. Here you go. Verona Instagram filter. What fizzy cheese are you? Actually, that would be a pretty fun meme and a good ad for the show. What Verona faction are you? I need my GM notebook. I need to write down it's a good meme. I think so. I think that'd be a really fun idea. Yeah, a faction one where you like that meme where it detects like what Pokemon you are, but for factions. Yeah. I'm gonna look into that. We'll look at it later. All right. Anyway, that's House Pyxis. Thank you, Pyxis. I think tomorrow when I play Star Citizen for the very first time ever, I think I'm gonna name my spaceship the Empress Solanum. I think that's what I might do. Okay. All right. So next up, let's go find them. Next up is, speaking of fizzy cheese, it is the House of Aridonis. House Aridonis. Okay. All right. So, House Aridonis. Here we go. Okay. So they are number 2 this time around. They are going to take the action, use asset ability, which is going to mean a lot of money for Aridonis. Let's take a look at what they are doing. So their party machines on Tiber, Honglu, and Demnoff trigger mass market economists. So let me roll 3d6. Okay, all right. So 1 fat cred for each 5 or 6. Nope. Okay. Oh, we got to give them their income too while we're doing this. So this all happens as kind of the same thing. Okay. So 0 bonus income. Okay, there we go. And then I want to give you your money. Aridonis. So you start with 11 base. So that's 110. Woo! Look at that. So much money. 110. That's great. Okay. And then they're going to use their pre-tech manufactories. And also, can I just say while I'm doing this, thank you, Aridonis, for formatting it in this way for me so I can just copy it from your orders and then paste it and fill in the details. Like these are fantastic for me. I really do appreciate it. So, okay. They're going to use their pre-tech manufactories. So, Ocula and Tiber both roll a D8 and they get half that many. So a 2 and a 7, so 1 and 3. Nope, 4, 1 and 4. Okay. So 1 for Ocula, another 4 for Tiber, and then another 2d6 to generate some credits there. All right, 4 and a 2, so no more from pre-tech, from mass market economists. Listen, the economy, sometimes she gives and sometimes she does not. So it's another 5 credits. Bring them up to 115. And then, what else we got? Pre-tech logistics on Demnoff. Ah, that's right. And they're going to buy something expensive with the pre-tech logistics. Okay, so for 18 faction credits, they're going to get a strike fleet on Demnoff. Wow, Aridonis strike fleet. That sounds ominous. Okay, House Aridonis. Strike fleet on Demnoff. Okay, and that costs them 18 credits. So that brings them to what, 97? 20 would bring them to 95. Yeah. Yeah, 97. Misuse of bank funds. I mean, what, you've never heard of the glorious strike fleet of TD Ameritrade? They're terrifying. Okay. All right. And then commodities brokers for a future discount on new stuff. Okay. So 48. So much commodities brokering. You forgot to give Aridonis the party horn for reaching 100 credits. I just took it off of my soundboard because I'm redoing all my streaming stuff. So you'll just have to settle for a pew, 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 pew. There you go. You get an analog version. Okay, so 18 is the discount for the next purchase. 18 fat cred discount. Gorgeous. Love it. Okay. All right. Whatever, Steven. It's not whack. It's totally cool. All right. And then, yeah, let me, so credit where credit is due. There's only a technical thing standing in our way here. So, Aridonis has gone through the process of, changing one of their tags on Ocula, but I don't have the technical ability to change the tag in Sectors Without Number yet. We're working on it. I got to check in with this. But basically, they've already accomplished it. I'll give you a little preview. Ocula is getting a new tag called Mega Farms. So we'll be talking more about that once I'm able to actually change it on the map. But we'll credit where credit is due. They succeeded and made the change. So let me read you the House Aridonis statement, and then we will continue on. So. Let's see here. House Aridonis is proud to announce the revitalization of the legally overseen allotment of various edibles program. After years of labor shortage, war, and now a navigation crisis, many serfs are one missed food shipment away from starvation. Powered by the mega farms of a reintegrated Ocula, the Loave program will provide the necessary food rations to struggling imperial worlds. In these turbulent times, House Aridonis is honored to provide certainty and stability. Now, forever. I'm going to take this bread and loaf. House Aridonis. If they can't love you, they might as well loathe you. I got more. House Aridonis, you need any more marketing slogans? Aridonis, we're so loathsome. All right. Okay. Moving right along from House Aridonis. Next up is the Prism Network. Prism Network. Okay. So Prism Network's number 3. Send them up to the top of the order and carry on. Okay. So Prism Network this turn, number 3 here. Okay. They're going to take the action buy asset. Oh my God. Live, laugh, loathe. Oh no. Loathe them or leave them. These are good. You're good at this, chat. Nice work. Oh man, live, laugh, loathe. Oh, I hate it, but I love it. I'm going to put that on a poster somewhere in Cabina. Like just a really happy, like white lady with a thing of bread. I'm loathing it. Okay. All right. So they're going to buy an asset. So let's give them some money to do that. Let's go and give them the money they so gloriously deserve. So they have 7 now. That goes up to 15 because of the 8 that they get here. And then they are going to buy marketers on Echo for 10 fact creds. So it brings them down to 5. And let's give them their marketers. Nope. Pyxis, or no, Prism. There you go. Prism. And we got, hold on a second. Summoning. There it is. Okay. Marketers. Marketeers. And that's on Echo. Excellent. I don't know. I'm sorry. And I think that's good for Prism. I can't remember if the spreadsheet is safe for me to add more rows to, but it looks like I'm going to need some. So I'll figure that out as we go. Okay. All right. Thank you, Prism Network. Prism should have lots more stuff to do after, hopefully up for this next turn, but after the last turn or after the next one, because we're rolling out this new influence system, and we're looking at giving them some more options for stuff. And I don't know if Prism, if you noticed this before, but once we made the changes and implemented the new influence system, Prism jumped to the top of the influence list, at least above the massive factions that already have their powers here. So it was cool seeing that happen. If you want to check any of that stuff out, you want to understand how influence works or any of that, there are YouTube videos explaining the system and kind of watching me design them. So yeah, I mean, it totally makes sense that Ocula is at the bottom of the list because people don't tend to want to think too much about war or sadness, right? We just came out of a period of like sorrow or creepy snake people. So it makes sense that these are at the bottom. But obviously Lyra will leap up in the list once we add in that new tag, if that's what they decide to take. Yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, let's continue. That was Prism. Next up is Seraph. So let's go find them and we'll put them on the list. Serpens, Seraph, here we go. All right. So Seraph is number 4. I think about creepy snake people all the time. I mean, okay. Number 4. Okay, so this turn, Seraph is going to take the buy asset action. So action. Buy asset. And then before they start their turn, they're going to take a new goal. They're taking planetary seizure while we're still using the original version. Okay, so take planetary seizure, and then they're going to get some money and they're going to spend that money. So Seraph gets another 8 fat creds, bring them up to 18. They're going to buy a party machine on Cabina. So let's make a note of that. And it costs them 8 fact creds. Okay. So that brings them back down to 10. We're going to go ahead and add another row here. Boop. And then I don't know what we need to, I guess I can just drag down and then redo it. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So let's change this to Seraph. They're not marketers. They are party machine. There we go. And it's on Cabina. Nice. There we go. Okay. All right. So we got them sorted out. They paid for it. They finished their seizure of Halger. So Halger is now the planetary government owned by Seraph. That's cool. Nicely done. And they'll get experience for that. So let's bump their XP up to 7. And then I will make a note here. Seizure Halger is complete. PGov tag added. I don't know if I have a list anywhere of like who's the planetary governor of what. I should double check and get one of those because I think now lots of factions own several planets, especially some of the smaller ones. So it might be worth looking into and just making sure I have that list. Unless it's already added to the spreadsheet somewhere. There is one on the sheet? Okay, cool. There it is. Yeah, I thought there might be. Yeah, okay. So here's our list. Obviously, I wonder, let me see. Yeah, Trilliant. Oh, look, here you go. Here are all the planets that are yet unclaimed. So if you need a planet, here they are. Cool, okay. Nice. So I'm gonna, hold on. Freeze that row. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Nice. Yeah, grab that Bora. Okay, so, let's, I guess I can just add that now, right? So, let's see, House Crux. They just took Halger. Seraph. Nice. Done and done. Perfect. Okay. So there is an announcement to make for Seraph before we continue. We'll do that now. Halger is in the bag. Thanks to Seraph's workers steeped in the local culture, the planet is ready to turn over a new leaf, but charity is never free. Come join our special tea parties. Our new machines are always brewing. Our baristas have a new campaign stirring, guaranteed to raise charitable donations to the brim. Donate now, and our veteran sponsors are ready to matcha your donation. Don't let this chance grow cold. How dare you? How dare you? You monsters. And I only say that because I recognize like. Okay. Next up. Hey, speaking of creepy snake people, who I love. Creepy snake people. Number 5, House Serpens. House Serpens. Seraph freaks me out. I mean, yeah. I think that's probably good. Anyone that seems too nice probably isn't. All right, House Serpens, you are number 5 in the order this turn. There we go, number 5 in the order. They are going to expand influence. And that is their goal. And it's their action. All right. Expand influence on Argiast. Okay. So -3 fat creds for 3 HP. Base of influence on Argiast. I wonder what's Argiast's PCIV? I guess we can go look. Okay. So they should have a final balance of 17 after all is said and done. Yeah. And then we'll go and add a new base of influence. There we go. House Serpens. Base of influence. 3 hit points. Nope, cost is still special. Sorry. There we go. 3, 3. And it is on Argiast. Yeah, the Hild system. Welcome to the Hild system. So let's see what else is going on over there. So right now, Argiast has, yeah, that's it, hey. Hardened personnel and a Confederation of the Upright Vagrant base. Shackled World Psionics worship. Nice. So it looks like how Serpens is setting themselves up with a new fiefdom of worshippers. Most of these worshippers are pirates, it looks like. 75% of the people on this planet are already embracing pirate culture. It's neighbors to Sean, right? So it totally makes sense that it's spread to this planet, but that's going to change once House Serpens places their base there. That's fun. Cool. Ooh. RGS, this is actually really interesting. Oh my God, Sirets. This is really interesting to me because the PCs are probably going to visit Argiast on their way to Sean. So that's already there if you refresh. Hot damn. Let's take a look. It's pretty impressive. Let me reload this map. But yeah, because I think they're going to stop on RGS, which should be fun. I'm excited to put Mark into a position where if he thought it was awkward being, oh yeah, there it is. If he thought it was awkward being a noble before, what about being a noble on a planet where they worship psychics? Yeah. So if you really like, if your favorite scene in Return of the Jedi is, if your favorite Return of the Jedi scene is C-3PO talking to the Ewoks, get ready. Get ready for that. Oh my God, Fear and Whiskey. That's perfect. Did influence change? It did. Yes. Yeah. So now 57% of the populace now follows House Serpens. So that's cool. All right. Great. Thank you, Serpens, for giving me something cool for the live show. I am excited. Okay. All right. Next up, cousins of House Serpens. House most likely to be missing a gun and have it accidentally in the hands of a child. House Reticulum. So let's see. Oh, that's weird. There we go. It's like, where the hell is the rest of House Reticulum's orders? All right. So they're number, what do we say? Number 6? Huh. Yeah, that's true. That's right. It wasn't exactly. It wasn't their fault. Just saying. Okay. All right. So House Reticulum. I need to give experience to Serpens. Serpens, I owe you experience. You have 2. You have 2 now. There you go. Sorry. Okay. All right. So number 6, Reticulum. They are going to goal Wealth of Worlds. They're going to action. Buy asset. So they're going to need their money for today. All right. So let's see. It's going to cost 16 to do their whole turn, but first they get 6. They're up to 21. Brings them down to 5 because they pay 6. They pay 16 total. So first of all, pay Wealth of Worlds. That costs -8 fact creds, and then buy Party Machine on Almori. That's another 8. Okay. Let's go and put that on the board, and then we'll give them their experience points. Okay. Lots of new assets this turn. There we go. House Serpens becomes House Reticulum. Base of influence is actually a Party Machine. What is a Party Machine supposed to have for hit points? 10? Yeah, there we go. And that's on Almori. Nice. Okay. Yeah, it costs 8 fact creds, but it has 10 hit points. Yeah. I mean, you weren't wrong. You were just answering the question backwards, Cody. Yeah. Cool. Okay. All right. Thank you, Reticulum. Let me give you your experience before I move on to the next turn. So House Reticulum, they go up to 5. Here we go. Okay. Lovely. All right. So next up, this is going to be an interesting turn, and I would love to see. I missed out on the back end of why this turn is happening this way, but I'm super curious about it. Let's play out the turn and we'll talk about it. And then I have an audio log I need to play for you. So first of all, let me tell you who we're talking about here. We're talking about the Deathless. Deathless, I gotta say, I'm really impressed you're not last this time. The Deathless have been last so many times. And here they are, right where they belong, in the middle. So let's process that turn and see what happens. Okay, so they are number 7. They are going to take the action, use asset ability. And they are going to activate their pre-tech logistics. Oh, I guess I should give them their money first. Don't forget to pay the Deathless. So 39 goes up to 44. And then they're going to spend 15, which puts us at 29. God, I'm actually kind of getting slightly better at basic math because of doing the faction turn. Like there are times where normally I would have like seized up and been like, fuck, I better check that. But knowing that I have Math Squad to be like, Adam, wrong, no, I can take guesses at stuff and not feel so tense about it. So there you go. I mean, I'm still wrong most of the time, but that's fine. Okay, all right, so they're going to build an extended theater on Demnoth. So let's give them their extended theater. Add one below. There we go. All right, Deathless extended theater program on Demnoth. I hear the extended theater program on Demnoth is fantastic. Okay, and then they're going to activate the extended theater on Demnoth, not this one, but the other one, to move some shit around. So let's see, from Tsatsos to Demnoth to move, from Demnoth to Imperial Prime for 1 credit. To move the new, I see. Okay. So the old theater they already had moves the new theater to Imperial Prime. Okay. Good and fine. All right. So that costs 1 faction credit. Brings you down to 28. Yep. Okay. And then the shipping combine on Endophiel is going to move itself and 4 monopolies. Jesus, the Dio Mikado. And Dio Mikado is still such like a weird hotspot. All right, so let's organize this and then figure out what that looks like. All right, Deathless, where are you? There you are. Okay, so Endophiel, we are moving the shipping combine. All right, to do Dio Mikado. And then we're also moving this monopoly, right? This monopoly. So now there should be 1, 2, 3, 4 monopolies and, oh, did I move the base of influence by accident? Oh yeah, I did. Let's try that again. There's just too many fucking lines on here to do it properly. And the problem is this base of influence is right in the middle of all the other things I want to change. Can I? Yeah, I can fucking swap them. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. So Dio, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the shipping combine to Dio. There it is. All this stuff. So a bunch of monopolies, a bunch of like lawyers and various instruments of commerce pile up into the shipping thing and get sent over to Dio Mikado. And then once they have arrived, they all activate. So monopolies involve an open or tacit stranglehold on certain vital businesses or resources on the world. As an action, owners of Monopoly may force one other faction with unstealthed assets on that world to pay them 1 fac cred. The target faction hasn't got the money, they lose 1 asset of their choice on the world. So they're going to target, let's take a look at Dio Mikado, because it's a target-rich environment. Right? So, they are targeting House Fornax. House Fornax. So that's interesting. Let me copy this over. Okay. There we go. And they hit Fornax for 4 credits. And do those credits go to the Deathless or do they just evaporate into the bank? Pay them. Okay. All right. So Fornax loses 4 credits, brings them down to 4. They don't lose any assets. And the Deathless gain 4, bring them up to 32. Okay. And then they activate their post-tech industry on Chippy. Chippy. The coolest planet in the sector. All right. So let's find, where the hell are you, Chippy? There it is. All right, let's roll a d6. See what happens. A 3. A 3. So 2 to 4, 1 fac cred is returned. What do y'all, Deathless, do you know what this industry on Chippy does? Have you decided already? What are you making? All right, so let me give you your fact cred. That's classified. Okay, all right, I understand. Well, let's see what's on Chippy. Where the fuck even is this planet? Drink if you're playing the Adam Can't Find the Tab game. Faylist. Okay, 005. There it is. There's Chippy. An oceanic night world. Ooh, neat. Oceanic night world. That's pretty cool. TL2. So it's always dark or whatever. Or there's like a weird heavy cloud cover. They're farming Gungans. The only oceanic world in the sector? Really? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Neat. All right, I made fun of Chippy, but maybe it's cool, yeah. Right, helium-3 extractors from ocean vents. Neat. Yeah, cool. I like it. Halve Cabochon is oceanic. Okay. No, it's not an oceanic. It's got seagoing cities, but it's not an ocean world. Yeah, they're different. Okay. All right, cool. Cool. Yeah, you're making money. That's what matters. All right. So I have a multimedia presentation for you. Multimedia presentation from our friends, the Deathless. I understand that this is a report straight from DEathCon itself. So let's see what they have to say.
Gucci is 10 blessings.
Sure, they're expensive, but no one does them better than SNF. Attention.
What's up, Coach Gang? It's your boy, K10B. Bless up. Coming right at you from DEathCon. I'm sure you've all seen the new Sarglov announcement. You won't believe it, but your boy is going to have a test drive in one of the prototypes later today. But first, now I'm going to take you on a tour of the DEathCon floor. There are booths here from everyone. First of all, you can see the Trill booth from anywhere in the con. With that much gold, how could you miss it? But all my real fans know I'm headed to the bunkers. The real treats are always brought by the Krishan groups. I'm sure you recognize all the logos, but for those of you who are new here, we've got Aftermath Chekhov, Klishevsky Arms, SNF, and of course, the best mag rifles in the business, manufacture to arms to bunker Van Twelve.
And now for the main event.
As you can hear, I'm coming you. Smash like and subscribe. If you like this kind of content, maybe drop me a few credits over on Freemy.
Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, everybody. Live content straight from DEathCon 3201. Good stuff. Thank you so much, Deathless. You're the best. That was great. I love that it was even audio balanced like an amateur vlog, right? Like it was even like the background noise is just a little too loud. It was very well done. Nice work. Excellent. Okay, so carrying on from our friends in the Deathless. Yeah, that was brilliant. We've got the Democratic Mandate. Everybody, you can stop holding your horses. It's time for democracy. Let's go ahead and find out what's going on with the old Democratic Mandate. So this turn is called the Party Act of 3201. This turn is the Protection and Recovery of Trustworthy Youth. That is what they are naming this turn. They are going to get some faction credits. So let's give them their democratic money. There you go. And they're going to buy asset. And they're going to move some stuff around. So let's do that. So first of all, so the action is buy asset. Okay. And then they're going to buy a party machine. Oh, interesting. A party machine on Honglu. God, you know, if there is a planet that needs some fucking democracy and care, it needs some people power, it's Honglu. Because basically my understanding is if you're born on Honglu, you either work in a weird factory or you're a criminal who got a cushy job working in a weird factory. I don't know. I love House Triangulum, but personally, I would not want to be one of their subjects. I would be afraid of being irradiated or like used as a test subject for some kind of laser weapon or like for them to terraform my house into oblivion. I don't know. I love science, but sometimes science goeth too far. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and set them up with their democracy here. So they get a party machine on Honglu for 8 faction credits. Okay. This is down to 2. All right. And then we'll give them their party machine. Ain't no party like a democracy party, because the democracy party don't stop because gerrymandering. All right. There we go. And then Democratic Mandate, party machine on the planet Honglu. Yeah, okay, good. So now we can move some stuff around. They're going to pay another fac cred, and they're going to activate their covert shipping. And they're going to move surveyors from Man to Lyra. Okay. So we're looking for the planet Man. There we go. And, oh, these surveyors don't have summoning. Oh, no, they do because they were traded, but we can still move them with another asset. Okay. All right. So that moves them from Man to Lyra, heading off to the police planet. All right. So that should cost them the 1 fac cred, which it does. Perfect. And I have a statement for the Party Act of 3201. Here we go. The Forum of the Democratic Mandate has formalized its direction. Wait, let me put on let me do my Masood voice, my NPR Masood voice here. The Forum of the Democratic Mandate has formalized its direction and purpose through the Charter. It sets the goal of unity, collaboration, and education. Aggression and lawlessness are considered in direct opposition to the goals of the Democratic Mandate. This document is a guiding light for all those who wish to join. Through it, members are empowered to pursue the goal of uplifting humanity as a unified whole while paying respect to the long-standing traditions of the Empire. Democratic Mandate. We are not the fire. We are the tide. Thank you, Democratic Mandate, for your turn. Honestly, I feel like a NPR style talk show about democracy in Acheron Row would be hilarious and would be a great listen to it while you go to sleep podcast. Today we're going to talk to you about the wheat harvest on Koshé. Now, I know when you think of wheat, you don't think of the planet Koshé, but I assure you there is wheat grown on that planet, and it's very special wheat indeed. Stupid TV, be more funny. Yep. It's nice to know that public radio, kind of no matter where you live, like if you live in the UK, if you live in France, if you live in Germany, if you live in Russia, I imagine even, I've never listened to public radio in China or Japan or any of those countries, but it all pretty much sounds the same. Like there's just a voice, the voice of the NPR, the voice of the CBC. It's this quiet kind of AM radio, like, hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. My name's Adam Coble. I'm going to be moving some numbers around on a spreadsheet today. And while I'm moving these numbers around, I'd really like it if you could just imagine some spaceships. If you could just think about spaceships, the vast emptiness of space. All right, let's begin. Yep. Okay. All right. So let's continue. Speaking of Lyra, yeah, I mean, there is a reason why there is a radio voice tone. It's to avoid peaking on not very good microphones. And so it was definitely a voice you were taught, and then it carried on as just like, this is what radio sounds like. There's a really good, and this is a totally weird aside, but there's a really good episode of, I want to say, 99% Invisible, which is itself a podcast, where Roman Mars talks about the sailor's weather report. So in the UK, maybe you know this, on one of the BBCs, there is a weather report that is given several times throughout the day. The shipping forecast, that's the one. Thank you, Rocket John. Where a guy just talks about wind conditions in this slightly obfuscated way. Yeah, it's really cool. It's cool. Like, I like 99% Invisible because they dig into that stuff. I love also that all of my UK watchers are like, it's BBC Radio 4. Woo! Yeah, pretty good. So that's what I imagine Democratic Mandate transmissions sound like. That kind of like friendly, like quiet voice, like, hello, everybody, and welcome to Democracy Today. I'm your host, Dirk Sponson. Okay, so House Crux. Speaking of public service, here we go. House Crux coming in at number 9. Let's see what the big purple bear is up to today. So they're going to get a bunch of fat creds to begin their turn, putting them at 23. And they are, that's right. It's a very special turn for House Crux because you see, they have arrived at number 9, which is the best number to have. Also, I'm sorry if I made you H.R. Giger there for a second. Welcome to House Crux. Okay, so they get their faction credits. They're going to take an action. Just slightly Giger-esque. They're going to refit asset. Oh, cool. All right, so they're going to refit their psychic assassins into seditionists. Ooh, that's fun. I mean, literally, the bear is a metaphor. So, yeah. So, House Pyxis, I have to tell you, the information I've decided to just make it public. The information you get is a secret House Crux scientist has discovered House Penis, and now that is a noble house you know about. And if you just want to not tell the rest of the universe about that house, I would understand. That'd probably be a good move. Though you are House Pyxis, so probably you'd be very excited about House Peanut. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's turn those frowns upside down. Let's turn those psychic assassins into seditionists. God, is there anything worse than a fucking police seditionist? Like right-wing revolutionaries? Ooh, scary stuff. I imagine these guys are like the kinds of CIA, like deep cover CIA agents that are like embedded in a culture and then turn out to be cops all along. And you're like, but that's Big Vinny. We did space heroin together. I don't understand. Big Vinny's like, yeah, actually, guess what? Yeah. Pretty cool. Obviously, Crux, you come up with your own thing for what they actually are. But all right, Lyra assassins become seditionists. Perfect. Okay. Great. See, I don't know, Alligator. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way, but whenever anyone talks about Agent Provocateur, I just think about sexy underpants. Like, I know that it's a description of like a thing, but every time I'm just like, Agent Provocateur, that's like the sexy underpants, right? So now I'm thinking about a bunch of Crux police officers who gave up being assassins and now are sexy underwear models. So thanks for that. Also, they're bears, which is perfect too. Now I'm thinking about space bears, but like in lingerie. Yeah, that's kind of hot. Nicely done. Good work. All right. So we're literal bears. That's fine too. So let's finish processing their turn, and then I have a statement. And actually, we got to talk about this for a second. So that didn't cost them anything because it's the same price. So they can refit. They stay with the same credits. They have a statement. Let me play it for you. Get ready. Here we go. Statement from Crux.
Attention! The HCS Jurisprudence was conducting an operation to retire illegal artificers on the word of Ocula. All members of the Empire who have evidence as to the location of these artificers is to deliver that evidence to us or deliver the artificers themselves. You will be reimbursed for your efforts personally. Reimbursement is based on results. House Crux not responsible for synthetic retaliation. Please dial 69696 Crux for any information. That's 869696 Crux.
Awesome. So let's talk about this. So there's gonna be a text version of this that I'll post. This is actually something that everybody's gonna have a potential opportunity to work together on a bit of lore. So House Crux and I have been talking, and we decided that Yancey, in absence of a cogent awareness of where the PCs of the game might be, would go home and would ask Mummy and Daddy and the rest of the apparatus for some money. And he would use that money as a bounty. And so what we're going to do over the course of the next turn, I think I'll work with Crux, we'll make some announcements, but Crux is going to put a bounty on the players' heads. And what I think we're going to do is we're going to have all of the factions that are interested in the bounty put forth their plan to hunt the players, and then I'll work with Crux to pick a plan, and then the winning faction will get some faction credits, and I will implement their plan into action. Now, if you have what is it called when a business request for proposal? This is an RFP. So yeah, I mean, if the Deathless would like to put forward a response to this RFP, they're welcome to do so. But it's open to anybody who feels like they'd like to do some bounty hunting. And whatever faction gets picked, they're gonna get money, and then I'm gonna work with them to be like, all right, here's what's gonna happen to the PCs, and that'll be my bounty hunters that go after them. Because I couldn't decide about bounty hunters, and when Crux reached out and we're like, hey, maybe we could make this like a lore contest to make badass assassins, I was like, yeah, that seems fun. Let's do that. So keep an eye on the announcements channel. This will be a little lore contest that I'm running with House Crux, and that all the factions will be able to put together a pitch if they're interested, and we will choose one to go after the PCs. So this is an opportunity for you to get your faction on the board and into the game in a fun way. So thank you, Crux, for coming to me with that idea. I think it's really fun, and it really shows like a community-minded approach to playing the game. So thank you for that, House Crux. You're great. I appreciate that a lot. Let's continue. We're a little more than halfway done. Let's continue with House. Oh, they're already in the right place. Let's continue with House Fornax. So Fornax, there we go. Yes, yeah, Snowball, don't worry. I'll post about it because I assume your House Crux, Snowball, but if not, the Crux rep sent me a graphic and some text that I can use to post into announcements. So Crux, I am going to be busy doing stuff immediately after this, so I might forget. Hit me up, have your rep hit me up, and we'll plan the full announcement. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, you'll want the rest of your faction to see this too, because it's fun. Yeah, and I think probably the contest reward will be faction creds and some experience points, because that's the reward that I have to give out. So yeah. Okay, cool. So House Fornax, they are. Let's give them their money, and then we'll take their turn. So Fornax, you get your 5 credits. All right, so that puts you at 9. And then they are going to expand influence as both their goal and their action. What happens if a faction causes a TPK? Well, congratulations. You killed the fan art of the show and we make a new, I don't know. That'd be, you'd go down in some serious infamy if that were the case. If somehow luck ends up that you killed the show, woo! That'd be a whole ass feel. I'm actually pretty amused by that. I would laugh all the way to my bank full of player character tears. But I doubt it would come to that. The game is heavily skewed in favor of PCs. Okay, so 2 faction credits so that they can take their turn. They are going to build a 1 hit point base of influence on crates. I think, we've had this conversation. Did we ever land on what we're calling, how do we pronounce this planet? Is it Krates? Is it crates? Is it Krates? Kratos? Traits? Anyway, I said it right the first time. Yeah, Krates. Krates. Anyway. I mean, I kind of like the idea that we pronounce the planets differently depending on who you ask. I actually think that's a more realistic approach to the world, right? Like, hey, it's Japan. Hey, it's Japan. And you're like, sumimasen. Sore wa Nihon desu. Right? So, all right, let's give Fornax their base of influence. Fornax, base of influence. And this one is a 1 HP BOI on the planet Krates. Okay, there we go. Got that. And then they are going to move their commodities broker from Gats to Dio. Okay. I've seen someone say Crux. I mean, yeah, sure. Exactly. Well, and that's how realistic, like empires, that's what happens, right? All right, so let's move that commodities broker to Dio. Dio is the new comma. I'll say it. I mean, there's not enough like weird alien sex toys laying around, but in terms of like places to hang out, that's the one. All right, commodities broker on Gats. There it is. So we're going to move it to Dio Mikado. That is that. Okay. 1098. So that's 7. Okay, now Fornax has a very Fornax. They have a Fornax announcement, and this is the same one. This is the same one. I don't understand the reference here. There's something going on, but I don't know what it is. The time has come to end your charade. Too long have you insulted the chain of being. The original order will be restored, and you will find your place once more. Fire melts ice, Frostnax. Do not challenge us again. And as I was saying that, I realized my internal voice for House Fornax is just Ragnaros. Too soon, House Pyxis. You awakened me too soon. That makes sense. Maya is just molten core anyway, so I feel like that's probably Major Domo Pyxis. Yeah. So, get your thorium arrows ready, everybody. I don't know what a Frostnax is, but apparently they have pissed off Fornax. So, good to know. Okay. All right. So, next up, good friends of the House of Fornax. Coming in at number 11, it's the Confederation of the Upright Vagrant. So Vagrant, I haven't had a chance to thank you this month. I really like the way you've organized the like clan structures. And in particular, thank you for setting me up with a bunch of cool badass cannibals that I could place in close proximity to a PC's loved one. That was really cool. I've been digging a little deeper into some of the kind of more obscure lore about Sean, and it's pretty cool. So thank you for making that for me, Vagrant. I like it. I'm thankful for it. Not enough to dab for you, but we're getting there. All right. So let's continue. We'll take on their turn now. So what are you gonna get up to? Confederation of the Upright Vagrant here on turn number 11. They are going to expand their influence. Nice. Okay. And it doesn't look like there's nobody contesting. Nobody's able to contest this one. Or nobody chose to. So let's go ahead and do that. So they are going to expand influence. They're going to expand influence. Okay. And that's going to cost them 3 because they're going to build a 3-point base of influence. All right. So first of all, let's give them their money. Vagrant, you go up to 9 and then drop down to 6 because you build a 3 HP base of influence on Halger. I think is the place. I think that's what happens here. Hold on, let me look. Yes, yeah. Okay, insert below. Confederation of the Upright Vagrant. Base of influence, but this one is 3 hit points on Halger. There we go. Okay, fantastic. And then that completes their goal for 1 experience. Okay. +1 XP. Great. And then let's see. They are going to, they have a couple more like shipping things that they want to do. So give me 1 second to do that. And then we'll carry on. Okay. All right. So they're going to activate covert shipping. There we go. Okay. All right. So, covert shipping on Sean, 1 fat cred to move a demagogue from Halger to Pyrrhus 23. Interesting. Okay. All right. So, down to 4. And they are moving. Where are you? Confederation of the Upright Vagrant. Here we go. The demagogue on Halger. Okay. And then that takes him to Pyrrhus. Okay. Great. Good. The planet is populated mostly by scions of the original settlers and ruled by an oligarchy of the Fornax, people who claim to be descendants of old Fornax nobility. These oligarchs grudgingly accept the empire as sovereign, but still harbor animosity towards it for historical reasons and often present themselves as autonomous government. Oh, I love that. That's great. That's really cool. Did Fornax get their XP? You have 12 on my list. I think you are owed an extra for expanding your influence. I think that puts you at 13. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Fornax is going to clean up. They're going to clean up the Fornax situation. Okay. All right. Yeah, so 13 is right. Good. Okay. So let's finish the Vagrant's turn. They moved to Pyrrhus 23. They got their goal, so that brings them. God, now I can't remember if I did I give you experience already for doing this, Vagrant? I think I might have already, but if there's a Vagrant in the audience who knows what your XP should be, let me know. And I think that's it otherwise. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So we're coming in on the last few. Let's do Let's do the Trilliant Ring. Trilliant Ring is up next at number 12. All right, great. Number 12, Trilliant Ring. So the Trilliant Ring first is going to spend some experience. Oh, wow. They have 16 XP. Woo. All right, they're spending all of it. So spend 16 XP to raise wealth from 6 to 7. Ooh, baby. That's cool. Okay, all right. So that brings their wealth from 6 up to 7. Making them tied for second richest faction in the universe. That brings their HP up to 33. And they are going to they've got 14 now. They get 6 and then another 3, which brings them up to 23. All right. And then they're going to spend 15 of that. So 8. Right? Yeah. Okay. And they're going to buy, I guess I can just copy all this over. Nope. Here we go. There we go. Transit web on Trilliant 9. So this is our second transit web this turn. Big T-webs. All right. Add one below. Copy this down. Trilliant Ring. Transit web. And that is whatever a transit web is normally for hit points. I'll figure that out in a sec. So let's see here. Okay, and then this is Trilliant 9. Here we go. Nicely done. And yeah, how many hit points does? Yeah, how many Vagrant? How much XP should you have right now? And then hit points for a transit web. They have 5. Okay. All right. Oh, and then you should, okay, so you should have 5 XP. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Dinopunk. All right. Nice. Okay, so good. And then I have an announcement from the Trilliant Ring. So we've heard about your questions about the Golden Vault. It's not a bank to rival Aridonis. It's not a scheme to hide expanse tides. It is an investment into the future. It allows us to fund projects for the improvement of the Expanse and, by extension, the Empire, who receives its tithes and bounties. Still unsure? Look no further than the Trillium Express, just brought online thanks to the Golden Vault's backing. With the Trillium Express, we show our commitment to transit in this time of navigation crisis. The Trilliant Ring will ensure that your travel in the Expanse is nothing less than perfect. Very nice. Okay. All right. So they're building a God, like I just think that if you are an Imperial citizen, I know that the Trilliant Ring is friends with the Empire, but I can't help but suspect that eventually everybody is just going to want to move to the capitalist utopia next door where everything is fucking literally made out of gold. Like there are trains. Exactly. There's trains within the Expanse. And maybe you live next door and you're like, well, why don't we have gold trains? Yeah, I like it. I see what you're doing, Trilliant Ring. You're winning the hearts and minds. Cool. Okay. All right. The Expanse quality of living continues to improve in the Expanse. Oh my God, it'd be so cool to see. It'd be so cool to see like the Democratic Mandate do like a summary of like happiness index. Because we all know, and we all know this now, that the PCIV is an indicator of value of a planet to the Empire. But what would it be like to look at like quality of life, right? And is there a higher quality of life in the Expanse overall than the Empire? Like what kind of findings could a civil survey tell us about the world? It was a DM list of planets by surf quality of life. There you go, Manticore Rider. Exactly. So yeah, it'd be really cool to see an in-universe version of that. Yeah. Trilliant is also the fourth most influential faction in the third most, in fact. So Aridonis, because they own the money, and this is a time of great wealth, supposedly. Pyxis, because they're the new emperor. Trilliant Ring. Right after it, right? Then Fornax, Prism, and Crux. They're a force to be reckoned with, these Trilliant Rings. Yeah. Cool. All right. That is that. Cool. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the question, right? So, the Manticore Rider says EOS is best for serfs. Just saying. I think, you know, it depends on whether you care about freedom or not, right? Like quality of life, but lack of free expression versus, I mean, this is the capitalism trap, right? Like, look at all the consumer goods you have. Look at the like clean water you're given. Look at the food that we have decided you should eat. Do you have your freedom? No. Would you rather be free and suffer, or would you rather be indentured and live a life of relative goodness, right? Yeah, Heroa is great if you're psychic. Yeah. I just think that's so interesting, right? Like those kinds of patterns that develop. That's not Hong Lu. That's all I know. I think having the cheap life tag drops you to the very low part of the quality of life list. Yep. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. This faction turn's not going to play itself out. Number 13, House Lyra. I got a real soft spot for Lyra. I secretly think I might be a Lyra, and every time something bad happens to them, I shed a single black tear that ruins my mascara. But like, they're the fighting underdogs, or the not fighting underdogs, depending on their actions. They're the poetry writing underdogs. So let's see. I do have a poem. I have a House Lyra poem for you. But we'll get to that in just a second. So let's give them their income. So Lyra starts at 17. They gain 5, bringing them up to 22. They're going to take the expand influence goal. Let's see here. All right. Can you guess? And I know this is a very difficult thing to guess. Can you guess what action they're going to take? There once was a man from House Lyra who met a young girl named Myra. He thought I should get it. No, he thought, nah, forget it, and then I should get it. And he asked her if he could be inside. Nope, I can't write poems. This is why Lyra does it for us. Somebody write a dirty lyric. Yeah, who met a young girl on Hyra? Nice. The punchline of that is I want to be inside you, but I couldn't. You know what? I'm not Irish enough. But please, somebody write a dirty limerick and attribute it to. We can make it a team effort. All right. So the action is expand influence, obviously. And they're going to build a 1 HP base of influence on Cabina. Okay. So that cost them 1, bring them down to 21. Let's add a new row here. Boo this man. Fair. I deserve that. I would be kicked out of House Lyra for that, had that been the case. All right, a BOI of 1 value on Cabina. Yeah, and I checked. There's no. Yeah, nobody wanted to contest. Nobody wanted to contest on Cabina. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have any contests there. So they're gonna get their BOI. So let's see here. Cost them 1. They get experience, which I don't want to forget to give them because I always do. So House Lyra, democratic mandate. You don't have anything to attack with on Cabina. Yeah, I didn't ask because there was nothing you could do. Yeah, I used to ask everybody all the time for everything, but it just got tiresome because I was like, they're allies. They have a base of influence. You can't fight with that. So yeah, I just didn't ask you, DM, because you couldn't fight them. Oh my God, Ex Machinas. Can I read that? I'm going to read that out loud. So there once was a young man from Lyra who went on vacation to Hyra. He met there a Serpens who said to him, friend, your mind's open. I'm already inside you. Cute. It violates the meter a little, but I love it. Lyra, Hyra, inside you. You throw in how Serpens there. Very good. Your mind's open. I'm already inside you. Well, my favorite bad limerick is, there once was a bard from Japan whose limericks never would scan something, but basically it ends with the last line being twice as long as a normal line. I don't know. Limericks aren't that funny. Sorry, Ireland. I'm jamming as many syllables in as I possibly can. Yeah. Oh my God, thank you. So number 742617000027 redirected the URL for the map. If you're looking for the map, it's now fvmap.de. That is much easier to remember. Thank you for that. fvmap.de. Okay. Now all we need is fvlimerick.com. All right. So anyway, here's a real poem that isn't a total nightmare. Let me read it to you. Long is the way and hard that out of the void leads up to light. Who overcomes by force hath overcome but half his foe. Freely they stood and fell they have today built anew. We shall see Cabina grow. Through great risk, cost, and effort, House Lyra hereby begins its newfound efforts to understand what is here. We thank Seraph for the opportunity to learn from Cabina and create an example of how we can rid the stagnant thoughts of terror and destruction and bring forth a new age of progress and salvation to the Empire. We embrace shadow. We embrace light. We sing of chaos and of eternal night, of order and blessing of day. Awake, arise, or be forever fallen. That's a good one. It's like a legitimate poem who's... that's the one, Gruffid. That's a good poem. The actual poem I was trying to remember before, Gruffid backed me up on this. There was a young bard from Japan whose limericks never would scan. When they said it was so, he replied, yes, I know, but I make a rule of always trying to get just as many words in the last line as I possibly can. That's the one. Thank you. Very nice. Partially stolen from Paradise Lost. That's okay. Nobody remembers. Milton died thousands of years ago. You're fine. Paradise Lost is actually very good. And I realized a little while ago, I realized how much Christian mythology I took from Paradise Lost and not from the actual Bible. Like, for example, everything I know about Lucifer. Milton, not Bible. Lucifer, Milton's Lucifer is still the bad guy, but he's like a cool bad guy. Secretly, I think I know what team Milton was on, and it wasn't Team Jesus. All right, so coming up next. Yeah, he made him hot. He was like a sexy bad guy. I know, right? Coming up next is House Ocula. House Ocula, number 13. And they are... Right, Paradise Lost and Frankenstein both. Like, yeah, definitely. Okay, so I think it's because they're both inspired by Prometheus, but it's because... Yeah, yes. Anyway, whatever. This is not Adam discusses literary BS. It's the Verona faction turn. And yes, Lyra, you should have 3 experience as well. Okay. All right. So anyway, House Ocula, they are going to also buy an asset on this turn, which is turn number 13. There we go. Okay. They're going to buy an asset, and they're going to... This is interesting. Okay. Buy asset, stealth, for surveyors on Almori. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Well, let's go and add that. Oh, Lyra might be... yes, Lyra was 13, they're 14. Thank you. Yes, that's a good point. Let me fix that. There we go. Otherwise, we'd have two 14s. Okay. Anyhow, so they're buying the stealth for the surveyors, which costs 2 faction credits. So, House Ocula, that brings them down to... They have 8, and then they go down to 6. And we need to just go activate stealth. House Ocula. Oop. Where'd it go? Surveyors on Almori. Perfect. Great. Okay. There we go. And that means that they now have 2, I think, stealth surveyors. This is interesting. So I'll let you interpret this how you will. I think it's suspicious enough just by reading it. House Ocula's announcement for this turn is, I wonder here, let me go, we'll go full Half-Life on it. Let's see here.
How about that? There we go. Nothing to see here, citizen. Move along.
So cool. All right. What the hell are you up to, Ocula? What are you up to? I see you. Okay. All right. Nothing to see here. Let's move right along to our last faction. Yeah, their next turn announcement is going to be nothing personnel, kid. And then we're in real trouble. And you can always count on House Triangulum to take up the rear. They are 14 this turn. And they're going to, or sorry, they're 15 this turn rather, because we're a turn behind. There we go. 15. So you know why I keep making that mistake is because on my spreadsheet, the column number is wrong. So I always have to do mental math. I gotta fix my own little order spreadsheet. It's not as good as the ones people make for me because I don't make spreadsheets. Okay. All right, Triangulum. You get your new balance brings you up to 23. Triangulum to 23. You are continuing to seize Bora. Second turn for Bora. And then you are going to set your new goal as a planetary seizure. Not a bad idea. Okay. And let's do that. Planetary seizure. Okay. And then buy asset. They're going to purchase a party machine on Lovelace. Okay. This is House of the Triangles. Party machine. Boop. And a party machine is 10 hit points on Lovelace. There we go. Okay. We will reach a point. There will come a time in this faction turn game, this game we are playing. Also, thank you, Triangulum. We are good to go. That is our faction turn mechanically. Now, there is a time where we'll come to where everyone on the faction turn every faction has, they have 5 party machines. Like eventually we're just going to get there. That's just going to happen eventually, right? Like it's a statistical impossibility that we won't eventually reach that point. So, yeah, someday, unless you actively withdraw from playing that particular game. So normally this would be the part where I would announce any future like hacks or things that are changing, right? This would be where we talk about the patch notes for this. I think right now, if you're interested in seeing where the game is going and what the game is about, the best thing to do is just stay...
An earnest disciple.
Hi, Fusion. Stay caught up. That startled me. Stay caught up on the Discord, right? Make sure you keep an eye on the announcements. We're going to talk about this month's little bounty hunter contest. So we'll talk more about that after I talk to Crux. That'll happen probably the beginning of February. You can keep tuning in for the game design streams. So right now we've been doing streams that lay out kind of the game design stuff that I'm doing. If you're interested in that, tune in for that. You can find it on my YouTube channel. There's no live show this Saturday because Mark and Marcus are both unavailable, unfortunately. Otherwise, we'd just, we'd run a show. Like even with somebody, one person missing, we might be able to do it. But, 2 players is a lot. So we weren't able to pull together a show, but we'll have another show, I believe, the week after. We'll get right back into it and we will continue as we go through that. I think that's pretty much it for me, for Far Verona stuff for right now. We'll probably talk more throughout the month as stuff is going on. Obviously check out the system. Goals. My plan is to have goals done completely. I want to do at least 2 more, maybe 3 streams about goals this particular month. So in this period. So we'll do that, and then I guess we'll see. We'll see how far we get. I have ambitions, but game design is a fickle master. So while I am yoked to that particular thing, we'll try to do it once a week for 2 or 3 weeks of the month. I want to get a few in. Make sure you tune in for those, or at least check them out if you're really interested. The Mechanisms Council will need a chance to dig through them before they go live. Hopefully, I'll have another update for you at the end of the next faction turn. But for right now, that is it. That's it for us for our faction turn. Thank you, as always, for coming, everybody. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for participating. You make this game more fun for me, and I couldn't be happier. Tune in for the live show on Saturdays, and tune in for this next month. If you're a member of a faction already, I will let you know your faction order at the beginning of the month. If not, go to patreon.com/roleplay and check it out. And then, I was about to point this out. So Enderfriend, if you don't want to sit and watch an entire faction turn, Enderfriend does text recaps of both the design streams and then I think sometimes these ones as well. So check those out. It's all on the server, patreon.com/roleplay. That's it. I'm done. Thanks for coming. See you in space, everybody. Bye.